A motion by Helmut.
Welcome to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we are here to talk about what goes on in the village and the township. You know, those government guys and people that make laws and regulations that affect you out there.
That's right, Elgin. And whether you live in the village of Oxford, the village of Leonard, Addison Township, or Oxford Township, these are the people that, you went and elected. And the committees and the commissions that make decisions that directly affect you, whether you went to that meeting or not, and the results could be very taxing.
And they usually are. And what we look for, of course, is humor that goes on in these meetings, and occasionally we find it, don't we?
That's right. And it's alter ego.
Rumor. And who spreads the rumors? This guy, pretty much. So keep an eye on him.
There's a third guy.
If you don't attend these meetings, though, we can tell you that at least you'll gain somewhat of what happened by observing what goes on here at Minutes by Minute. And we're going to talk about 3 different meetings today. One is the Oxford Township Board of Trustees, which went on March 14th. The other one is Addison Township Board meeting, which was March 19th. And there was one on March 20th for the Village of Oxford Planning Commission meeting. So shall we commence?
Yes.
Okay.
Pick and choose.
Okay, we'll do that. Watch out for the quicksand. Here it comes. Anyway, let's talk about the Oxford Township Board of Trustees. On that board is William Dunn. Of course, he's the supervisor of the township as well. Clerk Curtis Wright serves on the board. We have Joe Ferrari, who's the treasurer. Jack Curtis, who's a trustee. Patty Durr, Margaret Payne, and yours truly is on that board.
Truly?
Truly.
Okay, Truly.
That would be Elgin Nichols Truly.
I see.
Okay. Truly.
Just don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley. And Susan McCullough was the recording secretary for this particular meeting.
She's the deputy clerk.
She is a deputy clerk, and she does a great job out there, too.
Excellent job.
Yeah. Her father, I don't know if you know him.
No.
Joe. His name, not any Joe, but the Joe.
McCullough?
Good Joe.
Joe
No,
McCullough?
it's not McCullough.
Oh, you just trapped me on that one, didn't you?
I'm going to make him take a note on this. We're going to get back with this. Okay, take a note.
So, she had a famous father?
She does. Everybody knows
In what
Joe.
regard?
Everybody knows Joe. You're the only one that
You're just
doesn't
gonna
know
let me
Joe.
dangle there, aren't you?
I'm going to do that, yeah. But he's not related to the fellow that owns the donut place down here.
You mean Edith Joe's?
No, a different Joe.
Oh.
We'll get back to it. Anyway, you folks now, you're going to think about this for a while, and we'll get back to you with his last name as we go on. But let's get it right now, the Oxford Township Board of Trustees, shall we? They did the pledge. The agenda was immediately approved, so we got the preliminaries out of the way pretty much. Consent agenda. Jack Curtis had a concern about engineering bills for the sinkhole damage.
Well, it wasn't all that consensual.
No. So he just wanted to make sure that the township not get saddled with bills that we shouldn't get
Did you say
saddled with.
sinkholes?
Sinkhole.
Oh, I
The
thought
big
you
one.
pluralized that thing.
No,
I knew of one. I didn't know the other.
yeah,
There wasn't another.
there was another. Now, this is a big one. This is like the Grand Canyon.
I see.
But anyway,
And our station covered it.
we did. I think
right.
Terry Stiles did the interview
That's
out
right.
there. All the little gophers are trying to get out of the hole. All the swimming fish were trying to climb out.
If it happens in Oxford, we cover it.
We do. Okay. Public comment. They checked around, not on the agenda. And there was a gentleman who was concerned about the Legacy Center, but he jumped in because it's going to be, the Legacy Center is one of the topics on the agenda for the evening.
I see. I
So-
heard they're having their grand opening this Saturday, too.
They are. Are you going to be there?
I'll try.
Okay. What's that date?
Saturday.
We're just full of information here today, aren't we, folks? I
that
think
the
by the
20
time
is-
they air this,
Is that the 23rd?
they'll be over with. It is.
Oh, it's the 24th.
And today is the 22nd.
Second.
Tomorrow's 23rd.
Very good.
And then what comes after that?
I think it's a 4.
Okay. Then that's when it's going to be. Actually, when this airs, the party will be over, folks.
Oh. But I hear there's some freebies that are going to be given out.
There are. What kind?
I don't know. Something to do with go-karts, isn't it?
Really? Oh, that's
if you get there early and stay in line and
big line. Could
get
be
there
a
maybe
really
2 in the morning and
Yeah, get there at 2 in the morning.
seated.
Okay, you heard it from him first. That could be a rumor also. Okay, so public comment was kind of set aside for this gentleman because Bill Dunn said, we're going to cover this topic, so if you get plenty of opportunity to express yourself as we go along. The public hearing was concerning the Legacy Center, and I'm going to jump ahead on this one because subjects that came up was alcohol service for a Legacy Center for the Class C liquor license is
Okay.
what they were applying for. As you know, it's 925 Lapeer down
Now,
here.
Class C is liquor, and what
Wine
is
and
it? Class
beer.
B, it would be wine and beer?
Yeah, this is wine and beer is
So
Class
it's
C.
not liquor.
Well, no. Well, it is liquor. That's what beer is.
Not for licensing.
Yeah, all right. Well, as far as the Liquor Control Commission is concerned, Class C will handle those two items. People stood up and were concerned about the parking lot space, noise concerns, all kinds of things. But let's cut to the chase, and we had Christian Mills stood up, and he gave a very good presentation before the board here. And he answered pretty much all the questions that were kind of popping out of the ground and out of the ceiling and around the room. There were people that stood up, both pro and con, to allow this liquor license to go through. And this has been going on for roughly about a year. He's been trying to jump through hoops. Part of the problem was Christian's doing, and so in order to get things straightened out with the Liquor Control Board, have all of his T's crossed, I's dotted, and all the good things. This is kind of stretched out for quite a while. And what he did address was the facility's operations, how it was going to operate as such, the enforcement and security for the building, which was a major concern from the trustees on this board, and enforcement, of course, of the security. Noise levels, they had concerns there that they not impact neighboring homes, residentials in
What
that
kind of
area
noise?
as well. Well, like a lot of hooping and hollering and a lot of
But that's usually
chug-a-lug
inside
and
the building, isn't
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
But all that kind of noise is inside the building, isn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be, and they want to make sure that no permits are going to be given for the outside to be able to drink on the outside of the building at this point. As a matter of fact, there's a couple things that occurred, during the process of approving or not approving this particular license. Originally, after all was said and done here, and I think Christian covered pretty much everything, and I think 2 or 3 of the big issues were the water. Where is the water going to come from? Is it pure, for the facility?
Does he have his own well?
He has his own well. So that was checked out by the health department, and it was approved. The other issue that came up was that the sewage is going to accommodate the amount of sewage that this big building is going to produce. And the answer to that was no.
They're tied. Are they tied into the township, or do they
Well,
have
it's going to tie into the municipal system.
Okay.
He put down, I believe, $150,000 in order to make that happen.
All right.
So that's no longer a concern. As far as security issue, that was discussed. He has security people in the area, and they will conduct themselves according to the Liquor Control Board requirements.
Okay.
With that, we'll talk more when we come back right after this.
All right.
There's a lot of history to Oxford. Hidden around every corner, deep in every crack, and sometimes right in front of you, waiting to be discovered. If you just dig a little, you'll find the great history of our beautiful town. Welcome to Historic Oxford.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. Did you know that Charter Channel 191 and AT&T Channel 99 are the only television stations you can find all the events and news just for you?
Oxford News This Week is your news closer to home. Catch us right here weekdays at noon, 6:30, and 11 p.m. and weekends at noon and 11 p.m. See you there. we're done.
Did it.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kinney.
And we are talking about the Legacy Center and the presentation that Christian Mills gave and the outcome of what occurred. There was a motion made, and the motion was made by, originally,
That other guy.
that other guy. Who was it made by? The original motion was made by that guy. Yeah, by the treasurer. Which was
Joe Ferrari.
Joe Ferrari. And following up...
The other Joe.
Yeah, the other Joe. We have lots of Joes here today, folks. Hang with us here. Anyway, Joe Ferrari, he made the motion that they put this on hold for more information because the attorney apparently had some input as far as the contract and the way he thought it should be formulated.
Okay.
And so Bill Dunn, he supposed supported and supposed that that was the right route to take, so he seconded the motion. And when they called for a vote on it, nobody else voted on it, so it was turned down.
Oh.
And so then Jack Curtis immediately jumped in.
Nobody else voted on it, or they voted no?
No, they didn't vote anything. Nobody even spoke up.
Aren't they supposed to do something?
They didn't do anything. And now that I think about it, I'm not at all sure that Bill Dunn even voted for it, as far as seconded. I don't think it was even seconded. I never even made pass the proposal. So you can see where this thing is going downhill, right?
Next.
Okay. Anyway, we throw all these things in. And by the way, the gentleman's name is related to Susan McCullough.
Yes.
Joe
Bullen.
Bullen. You got it. Okay. All right, so folks, now you know. And he's well known in the area. He was a basketball coach at one time.
Did you say related to or father of?
He was the father of her.
Okay, that's different.
That's her father. Yep. And everybody knows Joe Bullen except for this guy. Now he does too. Okay. So we have that straight, right?
And it took a while for that to come out.
Yes, it did, because he's not giving up anything here. Okay, so.
Those neurons just sort of fade away.
Right. Second motion that was made was by Jack Curtis. And he said the motion was to go ahead and go forward with the license, Class C license. And voting along that line was Margaret Payne, who seconded, and Patty Durr, she voted yes, and Elgin Nichols voted yes. We said enough time water had gone under the bridge. This guy has been beat up for over a year. It's about time that they went ahead and
Time to add some liquor
forward.
to it.
Time to add a little liquor to the pond. So anyway, that's what happened, folks. So they did get their license. And let me see what else we've got here. That took care of that part. And then they had general business to take care of. And the general business, of course, was, wanted to know, let me see, Baldwin Road rezoning project. And you folks can gain more by going to occtv.org and checking the actual meeting as to what went on. And you may, any relationship from what we're saying here and from what really went on is strictly by accident, right? All right. So anyway, Baldwin Road was, rezoning was approved. Minor in possession ordinance was approved also. You can recall the last session we had here, we talked about an ordinance that was going into place.
What's defined as a minor?
Yeah, well, anybody 18 or younger would be a minor. 21 or younger in this case, if it's liquor. So, okay. Folks,
is that true?
It is true.
They're all declared minors, even though they can be drafted and go to war and drive.
That frustrated me when I got in the military. I went in the military when I was 19, and everybody could drink everywhere's but there.
How about voting? Can they vote?
Could they vote? Not at 19.
Really?
Got to vote when you're 21, even in the military.
Well, they can't vote to go there either.
What you do in the military, of course, is you vote for your home state, within your home state.
Oh.
You file your taxes within your home state, or you can choose any state in the nation if you want. But anyway, that's a whole different subject.
They can't vote if they're 19 or under?
If they're 19 or younger, they cannot vote. They have to be 21, or whatever the state requires.
But they can be taxed.
They can be taxed.
Without
You can be
representation,
taxed when you're
without
12.
representation, may I say.
If you're working when you're 12, you have a Social Security card, you can be taxed.
Wow.
So how about
That's
that?
a whole new bucket of worms, isn't it?
It is. We won't drag that bucket up again, I can guarantee you on that. Okay, unfinished business, DOTA agreement. Supervisor Dunn was agreed to assign it, was supposed to sign it. Joe Ferrari, though, he was in disagreement with it and with the contract and the way it was written. So they wanted to re-review it again before bringing it back, and so it was voted to be postponed, which it was. Safety path acquisitions. There's a number of properties that they need to pick up for the safety path along Seymour Lake Road. And there's, I believe, 3 or 4 parcels of property there, and they range roughly around $6,000 in that neighborhood per piece of property in order to extend that safety path. And they actually did a survey to see what people thought about safety paths in the township, and you folks out there, you want safety paths according to the survey, overwhelmingly. So you're going to get the support, I'm pretty sure, pretty positive, almost positive.
Yeah, you don't have to duke it out with gravel trucks on a safety path.
No, you don't, unless they make the wrong move and the guy, you know.
That's a bad move.
Could be a bad move. Okay, so let me see. Bill Dunn wants to postpone all expenses, was his motion, until the audit is complete. And he knows exactly how much money you folks have in your coffers in the township to expend south. So when the safety path question came up in terms of a $100,000 allocation for repairs, he voted not to do that, to hold it. Also along with him was Curtis Wright and myself who voted against it, because we believe we need to know exactly how much money is there. Not that it's not going to be approved. I'm pretty sure that, you know, it would be approved, but they just want to make sure how much money is there. And however, we were overridden, so $100,000 was allocated for repairs. How about that? Okay, they also pointed out that a mower was necessitated for the Parks and Recreation. Actually, on behalf of the township, they are going to plow the safety paths within the township of snow, that kind of thing.
Wait a minute, you said mower.
Yeah, it's a mower and snow blower, or snow pusher machine.
Thingy.
And the cost is $21,000, roughly $827. And after a discussion and with Ron Davis present, it was approved. So that's good. The next thing was Ron's safety path maintenance agreement. In other words, they have a machine now. Now they're going to have certain things that they need to do within the agreement. That would be doing cold patches. He said they do just about everything. They plow the snow. They do all the grass cutting along the path, that kind of thing. And he said the biggest issue they had, though, is that associations sometimes expect them to mow their portion of the lawn. So he said, you need to look at that, you know, before summer gets here.
When you say their portion,
the association owners, the residents that have associations.
Private property.
Private properties.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will probably come to a cease at some point, folks, that they can't continue to do that. With that, we'll be back right after this.
Do you love your community? So do we. Tune in our community access Monday through Friday, 9:30 and 1, and again at 7. Saturday at 9:30 and again at 7:30, and Sunday at 7. From new businesses to special events and everything in between, join the station that cares about our community.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Lansdowne, retired chief of the San Diego Police Department. The first step to protecting your smartphone is to add a simple passcode lock on your phone. It's an important first line of defense. For all Android devices, follow these simple steps. Go to Apps, tap Settings, tap Security, tap Change Screen Lock.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we are talking about the township, Oxford Township Trustee Board meeting. And a couple of things came up. That Seymour Lake celebration this year is going to be July 6th and 7th. And that they needed approval, of course, through the township to go ahead with this.
That would be a Friday and a Saturday.
It would be. It's going to be the same security there. It's going to be the same company for rides and so forth that they've had in the past. So they don't look for any big changes there.
That is a wonderful thing.
Yep.
And they've got knockdown, drag-out fireworks.
They do. Beautiful. Folks didn't attend any of these fireworks that they have in 4th of July period. You might want to do that this year because they probably are the best within this part of the
And
state.
unlike other locations, there isn't a bad seat in a crowd.
No. The other thing is the Verizon tower. You know they're putting a communications tower up. Well, DTE needs to run power out there, so they asked for a right-of-way along the fence line of Seymour Lake Park. It's roughly about 5 feet wide stretch that they're going to run power. So that was approved almost immediately. After all, they have to have power to the tower, right?
More power to the tower.
Right. More power to the tower. So that's pretty much what went on at the township meeting. Next one we're going to talk about is the Addison Township Board meeting. Bruce Pearson, of course, is the township supervisor. Pauline Bennett serves on the board as the clerk. Lori Fisher is the treasurer. Jacob Newby is the trustee. Joe King, who was absent at this particular meeting. Eric Sant and Linda Garrick all serve on this board. They went through the preliminaries quickly. The agenda was approved. The consent agenda was quite extensive. They went through the consent agenda and was approved, including February 12th minutes, February bills, and a whole list. Now, if you folks want to know more, you can go to the OCCTV.org and check out the meeting that they had. Number of resolutions.
We do the minutes. They do the minutia.
Yeah, we do. Okay. A resolution adopting the general appropriations for fiscal year 2018-2019 was approved. There's an increase for chloride usage for the area. I think, I forget how many miles of road that they have, but there's quite an area that needs chloride.
Keep that dust down.
Yeah, keep the dust down. It's done a pretty good job for them out there, and I think most people appreciate it. Authorized chloride bid was at roughly 245,000 feet of road. And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Linear or square?
No, linear feet. And let me see, it's going to run roughly about $63,792. That gives you an idea of what cost salt is. Okay, so part-time maintenance was a concern. Landscape beds. There's a lady, her name is Lynn Beamer, and she lives as a local resident in Addison Township. And she is, what's the word for somebody that works with flowers?
Florist?
No.
A horticulturist?
That one.
Oh, that one.
Okay.
Okay, for it.
See, he never forgets these things. Anyway, she's willing to do this for $14.10 an hour, and they put a maximum of 110 hours for emergency, but normally she would work 82 hours. Let's say her 82 hours have expired, and now they have a tornado or something that comes through there, and they need extra time. Then she can work up to 110 hours.
Okay.
So she's a local resident. Good move. They did have a choice of another individual that they had interviewed, but out of the area. Spring cleanup event. Authorization is going to be in May. They used to use Republic as a pickup trash company, but they're no longer in existence. So they're looking for bids right now for that.
What day in May?
They haven't established the day yet.
Oh,
they just
okay.
know it's going to be in May, and it has been historically every May. So the first thing they did is they waived sealed bid process so they could move forward with this. The second thing they did is they authorized the supervisor to seek 3 bids, and then a motion to authorize the event completely. So that's where they're at on that resolution. Second resolution they made was to authorize ballot language to seek police millage renewal.
In
And
their case, it would be
that'd be in August.
to contract with the Sheriff's Deputy Department.
That's correct, with the Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff's, yeah.
Okay, second resolution that came forward was similar, and that was to approve on the ballot the language for Fire Department for their renewal millage, also coming up same time.
Is that an increase or just a same old
It's
millage?
same millage. They're not really going to ask for any additional funding.
Okay.
Actually, Edison Township financially, folks, they're in a very good position. You've got a good staff of people on that board who watch the money. New guy, Mr. Newbie, is really watching the money as well.
He's also the treasurer for the Oxford Area Cable Commission.
He is. Okay. Let me see. What else have we got going here? Okay. Waive the ordinance to allow sale of fire engine. Oh, yeah. The fire chief said that they want to sell a used engine. They've got a brand new one coming to Addison. Even smells new when you climb in the cab. So, but he wants to sell this old one. He thinks it's got some things wrong with it, and he expects maybe about $10,000 out of it if he can sell it, along with hoses and whatever is required in terms of additional equipment. And he just needs authorization to sell it, which he got immediately, no problem.
You put that on Craigslist?
You could do that. As a matter of fact, he's done that before,
Oh.
and he's had sales. But there's also a
For sale, one fire engine.
there's also a government, sales operation that sells used equipment
Okay.
that he can get
the
involved in.
county or the
I
state
can't
or
recall
what?
what it is. State.
Okay.
So, okay, public. Let me see. Resident on the lake complained that patrol should be on the lake for these people that are parking their boats in front of his place and running garbage all over his beach. So anyway, that was quite a discussion. A second guy, he stood up and Mike Bartlett, and he spoke the same way, that he's not happy that the sheriff is not patrolling out there as much as they should. He said that there are grants available. He checked into it, that kind of thing. But actually, at the end of this meeting, Bruce Pearson addressed that subject. And he indicated and pointed out to you folks that any police officer, sheriff's department, is authorized to handle marine police as well. So
Yep.
if there's an issue,
Helps if he has a boat.
right. He can get a boat quickly. They have a boat. But so if you have a complaint, they can handle it. Just call 911 and you'll get response. Now here's the other reverse side. The marine officers are out on the lake. They cannot perform police actions unless they actually transport the individual to the police department outside of the lake. So in other words, the sheriff's department. So they don't have full authority like a police officer does that is cruising up and down your road out there, okay? Or
They can't
handing
make you
out
walk
tickets.
a straight line?
They could, yeah. Hey, if they're walking a straight line on the lake, just let them go. Wouldn't you say? Okay. That pretty much covers what went on. Of course, there is a fundraiser capability that the Lakes people can do. It's called SAD, which you're a real friendly person with that. SAD, Special Assessment
District. Oh, we
Got
can
it.
harmonize on that, I
Okay.
guess. I don't know.
Okay, the last meeting we're going to have to catch next time because we are running out of time here. But next time we're going to talk about the Village of Oxford Planning Commission meeting. We can make a statement real quick that there's a business moving on Main Street and on Washington Street. And he requested a sign, a lighted sign for his new business location. His name is Alex Sawinski, and he's the owner of Craft Electronic Repair. He's moving from the Legacy Center to Main Street for greater exposure. Went through quite a discussion with this, and his sign was approved. What's coming up?
Ta-da. Okay, we got a few meetings. On April 2nd at 7 o'clock, that's the day after Easter, by the way, Village of Oxford Zoning Board of Appeals, but like usual, check on that one because sometimes they cancel. And on 4/3 at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford Planning Commission. And on 4/9 at 7 o'clock, Oxford Township Zoning Board of Appeals, and also at the same time, the Village of Leonard Council.
Oh, a few things going on.
Yep.
Well, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
Catch you next time on Minutes by Minute, right
you
here.
Ta-da!